And it says we are live. Welcome to Rice TVX and the latest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Today, we have Crypto Rewind with my co-host Satoshi Sean, and today's guest is Litecoin Lisa. Make sure you're checking out both of their channels. Information is going to be linked down below, including the articles that we're going to be talking about on today's show. And we're going to go ahead and get things started. Make sure you share this video, smash that like button, help other people to be able to see this in the YouTube algo flow. And as always, got to play a few quick messages from the sponsors of Rice TVX who make it possible for me to do what I do. And there's going to be information down below in the video description for Monarch, Presearch, and BitSwap DEX.
BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
And by the way, none of this information is financial advice. None of us are financial advisors, so always do your own research. DYOR. And Crypto Zorg says you must subscribe to Rice TVX, Rice TVX 2, the sequel, the backup channel on YouTube, and be sure to follow on Odyssey and Library. If this just happens to be your first time ever watching any of my videos, I do encourage you to check out and explore my channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my videos as they come out. Also, due to all the recent censorship, make sure you subscribe to my backup channel, Rice TVX 2, the sequel. And I've also recently deleted more than half of my videos on my main YouTube channel, which means you can find 100% of my content plus exclusive videos over on Odyssey and Library. If you haven't already, be sure to visit ricetvx.com and sign up for the mailing list so that you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. You can also find all my social media links as well as merchandise that is coming soon. If you'd like to support the channel directly, consider joining my Patreon, where I have 3 different levels of membership, or if you'd like to send a direct contribution or tip, I have my Cash App information, PayPal, and my CoinTree link for cryptocurrency addresses listed below in the video description. Take advantage of my partnership with Money Metals Exchange. Get your free half ounce of silver. All you need to do is be a first-time buyer, visit moneymetals.com, purchase a minimum of $100, and use the promo code RICE. You get that free half ounce of silver, and it's another way to support the channel. Oh, and in case you didn't hear, we had a small victory today. Rice TVX has achieved a small victory, which means, and what that means is, we are now just down to 1 strike. Had 2 strikes, but the first strike expired earlier this morning, so really happy about that. And I did a video earlier. If you haven't seen that, I definitely encourage you to check that video out. So today I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Satoshi Sean, and our guest this evening is Miss Litecoin Lisa. Sean, how's everything been? We're going to give Lisa a chance here to pop in a moment, but just catching up with Sean from last week. How you been, bro?
Pretty good. Sad that I'm no longer the prettiest person on the show. So, but I'll deal with it since Lisa's here. It was good, man. I woke up today, I got flowers and candy from a girl. So that was nice. Yeah, it was a good surprise. It was nice. I don't know. Week's been going pretty good. Interesting stuff going on. A lot of really, okay, the Afghanistan sucks. Yeah. That is a big one. That's bad. But a lot of interesting things going on in crypto I wanted to go over. I don't know. I sent you stuff on the both you guys on the alternate.
I got most of it here in a minute. I'll just kind of breeze through what I have pulled up.
Well, the thing I don't think we went over was the the social media built on Bitcoin?
We could talk briefly about it, but I have not done enough research on it.
Well, I think the stuff I want to really
why
hit on is just the like what it means and how people are taking it is what I think is really cool. So we'll hit on that.
Yeah, we could touch on it. I mean, it's built on the Lightning Network. It's only available on Apple, which I'm not understanding that. But it was introduced to me earlier this week, and I haven't had a chance to dig. Aside from the fact that the first creator is JD from Awaken with JD Sears.
Well, he's just he's a big time novice. But that's the show.
Well, he's what they're calling the first creator. So he was invited to be the first person, first channel, first anything to.
Okay, but not like a developer, but creator. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and he may be like working with the company in some capacity, but not as a developer, obviously. No.
Right. Yeah.
So Lisa, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you were in the chat last week, and I was like, hey, you want to come on next week? And here we are.
Thanks for having me. I love watching your show, and I just appreciate all the content that you put out there and the truth that you're seeking. So thanks for having me on. Thank
you. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the conversation because, I mean, we've all done videos together in lots of different capacities, whether it's been all three of us or separating in different elements. And we always have good conversation.
Y'all are my like two super buddies, man.
Oh,
all together, man. It's cool.
Now, what I want to say, Sean, is whoever this lady is, I appreciate her because for the past 2 weeks, you've been dealing with so much shite that you've been a little bit of a bummer, which I totally get. But like last week, I'm like, how are you doing? You're like, I'm okay.
Well, it's I know, but like I don't want to lie.
Right, I get it. So I mean, at least we have. At least now you are excited, legitimately.
Funeral on Sunday, and everyone's like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, well, I'm shitty. I'm at a funeral.
Grief cooties.
You know.
Yeah, we talk about that on my show. It's tough when you're going through like great loss and grief, and especially when you're used to being the hopium hustler or like Sean making it okay for everybody. And when you're in those tough times and you're like, look, it really sucks. I don't have the right thing to say for you.
The hopium
I don't have that
hustler.
Yeah.
I like that.
I wear it proudly.
That is
I'm okay with that. And Sean is that same kind of person that's always making it okay for everybody. And when you're in that darkness and you've had a loved one pass away or, lost a child or someone in your life and like things aren't okay or our country's falling apart or those things. And like, I'm just going to be real. Yeah, or everything's imploding all at the same time. And I'm not going to lie to you and I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to say it's okay. I'm just going to say it's not okay. I don't have.
Is this the grief show right here? This one, titled "The New Normal" with special guest?
No,
I can't remember which one it was that you did as a specific grief episode.
We did it on a Saturday, and it was a special kind of thing. I can't remember.
Looks like it's the good grief conversation with three.
Yes, it was good grief.
At first I thought it said 3 anal parents, but I realized it's just 3 angel parents. I apologize.
Now that I'm a homeschooling parent, I can help you with your spelling and grammar.
Oh my God, I had the biggest freak out. I woke up because I looked at my phone and I had my glasses off, so it was a little fuzzy, and I could see the messages. And one of them said, your PayPal account will now be known as your PayPal Binance account. And I almost freaked. I was like going to call everybody. I was like, oh my God, one of them bought out the other one. The market's going to go insane. And then I put my glasses on and said, your PayPal balance account. And I was like, damn it. Okay, back to sleep.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I wanted to shout out a few people. Trick and I am at Pauly P were in here real early conversing with each other. I think Trick's going to be going down to Charlotte with some truck runs. So, and let's see who else we have. We have Diesel for We the People News. Appreciate you tuning in. Tom, Crypto Nana for LTC. Who is that lady?
That's my mama.
I know that's your mama. She's one of my favorite peoples. I always appreciate her for tuning in. So I appreciate everybody for joining us. Again, make sure you share this with other people that you think would enjoy this content. And make sure you're subscribed to both Satoshi Sean and Litecoin Lisa's channel.
Hey, Tom, Nana, Pauly, everybody. Good to see y'all.
So these were the articles I had pulled up. The crypto industry goes to Washington and comes of age. the Dogecoin Foundation, which we don't have to spend a lot of time on. Ethereum creator says Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg are doing crypto wrong. The crypto heist hacker, the Polygon hacker, gets offered a job apparently after stealing $600 million. Which in a lot of senses does make sense in a lot of areas, but I think it's more of a cover up for other things, and we can get into it. And then the Coinbase news about them talking about taking 10% of their quarterly profits and putting them into digital assets.
We pulled those up. It wasn't all you. I'm not just pretty face, damn it. I'm so sick of you treating me that way.
Did I say I pulled them up?
Yeah, you did. I'm so sick of you treating me that way.
If I did, it was a slip of the tongue. So yeah, these articles, except for the hacker and Dogecoin Foundation article, were picked out by Sean. I thought
a lot of them were interesting for different reasons. I know you wanted to go over the Dogecoin stuff. We can hit that first if you want to.
I just thought it was interesting that after 6 years, they're going to be, because of all the hype, that they're actually putting together a Dogecoin Foundation, which is going to include my friend Gary LaChance from Decentralized Dance Party, and it's going to have a representative for Elon Musk and Vitalik Buterin.
Well, that's the thing. Are they putting it together, or is it being pushed by Elon? I'd like to know that underlying.
That it was already existing and they're
relaunching
it. Did, yeah, they're relaunching it, right?
Establishing itself.
So, but I want to know, like, what's the like you're saying? What's the reasoning?
Obviously, Elon has a lot to do with it. Obviously, Elon's got a whole lot to do with it.
Well, there was pushback against it, and if Elon wants to make this his coin, if he wants to be the Doge father, if he wants to own Doge and wants to centralize it and make it his thing, I think people are pissed at him. People push back. People don't like him. I mean, it's not just
which may be a reason why he's not directly involved and has a representative.
And this is his way to get this away from him.
Yeah, his way to get back on the.
And not only that, you got the Dogecoin co-founder Billy Marcus, and then a Dogecoin core developer Max Keller, in addition to Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin. So I mean, those three alone. I mean, you have one of the co-founders, one of the core developers, and then the inventor of Ethereum. Not the sole inventor, but the one.
Yeah, I know. It looks. That's the thing. It looks real nice, but what's the timing is odd, like you said. So it didn't happen right after the pump. It didn't happen a good time after the pump. This is a ways. This is happening after everyone hates Elon. After people in crypto are like, I'm not buying a Tesla. After a lot of people started drawing, lines in the sand about him. Now this is happening.
I don't think the mainstream feels the same way about Elon that the crypto community does. There may be some crossover, but what are your thoughts, Lisa?
Oh, I just think it's all a bunch of smoke and mirrors. I mean, I think it's also it's for the uneducated about it. I mean, it's the foundation is separate from the coin, just like the Litecoin Foundation has nothing to do with the Litecoin coin. It's the marketing wing of this. Has nothing to do. What happens with the foundation of it is just the marketing wing of it. It's just the smoke and mirrors of it. I don't know. I really think it has nothing to do with it.
I'm not 100% for sure, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I would think, in theory, that there should be the developers involved with the Litecoin Foundation, and the foundation should really, in a way, encompass a lot of the various elements and just be subdivided within the foundation itself, because you have a lot to focus on. So a lot of times,
I thought we were talking about Dogecoin.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm just kind of giving a comparison for how foundations work. So
okay.
I don't think the Litecoin Foundation is geared specifically just towards marketing, but it is the arm that gives the funding that allows for marketing, and also potentially to pay for developers as well, and do airdrops and things to that effect. So I mean, it's almost like when I think of a foundation, I think of it as being sub teams that work together in each different area of what the coin's about, to kind of have that.
Okay. I'm in comparison on that point. I'm saying but this, to me, the foundation of this has nothing to do with the coin. This is them gearing up the foundation of the Dogecoin is just like you said, it's a distraction from
That's how what I'm feeling too. It's like
the coin.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
possible.
distraction from that people hate Elon and whatever.
If it was something that they wanted to be done, why wouldn't it have been in existence for the past 6 years? You know what I mean? It's
because I mean we know that it was started out as a joke. I mean, it was a meme, and then Jackson Palmer, who's the other co-founder, it was first formed in 2014, months after Dogecoin founder Jackson Palmer announced the project on Twitter as a joke. The foundation was behind many charitable contributions in and out of the crypto space. However, after some of its founders left the original foundation, the group had largely been silent. So what had happened is, a meme coin that was introduced as a joke, the team just fell apart. And it was, in a sense, it was what you would call a ghost chain, because there was no development being done to it at all. That's why it made no sense when Elon was pumping it.
Here's the other thing, Rice. It did start as a total shit coin, meme coin, whatever. But then because of Elon, community created, and there is this big market cap. So now, is there a possibility that there is community around it that says, okay, whether Elon's there or not, we have this community and we're going to create this foundation, whether Elon's there or not, and we're going to have this foundation that's legitimized. I mean, I guess
the community's always been there.
Ways.
It's always been famous. Dogecoin has always been famous over the years as being the nice community, the fun crypto community, the cool people.
Like there's decentralized dance party. That's who Gary LeChance is.
No anger,
no
maximalism.
Could be a valid community,
and they didn't want this. They didn't keep this going. So I think it looks 100% corporate to me. 6 years later, it looks 100% corporate. And Nemesis, no, it's just my studio, and that's all the Street Fighter games in one. And I agree with you, Nana. I'm with you on that. Waiting for Shiba to pump.
Are you going to start the Shiba Foundation?
Lisa knows more about the actual stuff, I think, than I do. But
we like Shiba. Yeah.
What's that?
We like Shiba. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And I'm not knocking anything that people want to invest in. I just thought it was an interesting article to bring up. Being that after 6 years, and then with kind of the anti-Elon sentiment in crypto, it just seemed odd. I think this
shows the power of the community and like the whole puka shell mentality. It's like you could take a shit coin like Doge, and when the people say like, no, I'm tired of US petrodollar, and we're tired of giving the elite and the, our power, our energy, our value. Yeah.
I keep these to show people about money.
I think that is really, I'm going to get down under this little boat. I think that is
that's my two pukas.
No, that's your hat. That's your hat, Lisa. It looks.
Oh, that looks cute.
Yeah, like your little party hat.
I'm surfing. But I think that really is the power of the community, is that we choose, and we can choose to take our power and our energy, and guess what? We're going to choose to put it in Doge. We're going to choose to put it in Shiba. We're going to choose to put it in Bitcoin, and we can choose to put our energy wherever we want. And we don't have to be ruled by the elites and put it in USD or put it in, you know what I mean? I think that's a huge point that I really understand our strength and our power.
During the big pump, there's especially Bitcoin maximalists, and a lot of people were like, no, this is wrong. This is a shit coin. This doesn't have this, and this doesn't have a bunch of developers, and this is no good. This is not real. This has no worth. And I kept saying it's worthless. And I kept saying, no, it's not up to you. It's not up to me. It's up to the market. If the market says that Dogecoin is going to overtake Bitcoin, and that Dogecoin is going to be the reserve currency, if it's going to be the number one crypto, then that's how it's going to be. That's what a free market is. The market decides. The community, you can call it the community, they decide. The people decide what has value and how much value it has.
True dat.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to the next article that you picked out. Why did you pick out this article, Sean? The one that's entitled, not saying like why, but why? Ethereum creator says Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg are doing crypto wrong. Vitalik Buterin has expressed reservations about Mr. Jack and Mark that are implementing their ambitious cryptocurrency plans. And this kind of goes into what Paul EP was asking about the Facebook DM coin that is about to be released and such. So yeah, Sean,
because he's never he never usually speaks out about shit. You know what I mean? He's usually pretty much above that, and I thought it was kind of telling and kind of a big deal for him to come down to this level and actually say something. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, because he generally, for the most part, does try to be positive. I mean, there are times he likes to make his little smart remarks about things because he does, I think, at some points think that he's smarter than everybody else. He's a smart dude. I mean, he's so smart. He's very like antisocial and awkward socially, and it's interesting how he's changed his tune from like when he first came out. You know, he was very anti-bank. And now he's changed his tune a lot with the growth of Ethereum and how much it's working with Finance 1.0 and the legacy system. So in a way, it's like I look at him as kind of already being a sellout in those areas. So it's like he works with the Jack Dorseys and the Mark Zuckerbergs, if anything, in my opinion.
And the Elon Musks and being part of the Doge Foundation.
Yeah. What do you think, Miss Lisa?
Well, I think the biggest point of this is the same thing that we're kind of talking about with the other point, is that I understand his beef with them is it's all decentralized versus centralized. And so what he's calling them out on is that he's missing the boat on cryptocurrency, or they're missing the boat on cryptocurrency on Bitcoin, and that they're saying they're talking about all this stuff that's centralized, and Ethereum is not centralized.
And Facebook coin is not a cryptocurrency; it's a digital currency.
Yeah,
right,
it's
so
a digital currency. Yeah, that's the big difference in all of these things. And so, I mean,
now with DM could be something that our government could utilize temporarily to offset the Chinese digital yuan stuff.
But once again, it's centralizalized.
I get it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's positive, but it would be a way of introducing people more into crypto. If they're and once somebody sees one side of how something works, it's easy to explain the other side, especially if the other side is the greener side, you know, like when we're talking about centralization versus decentralization and custodial versus non-custodial, and having self-responsibility and taking action for what you do versus letting someone else do it for you.
This is a good segue to go into to the JP Sears thing. I sent you both of y'all the links to that talk he had. Is an hour plus.
Yeah, but people can go to Awaken with JP, and he's got an hour-long video with one of the guys from Zion. This is the website, getzion.com. I know they had so much success with that, they sold out of their nodes and stuff.
But what I think is so cool about it is that, and he comes across as very, and he says it, I'm really, really, an amateur. And he even said, like, raise your hand if you think Bitcoin, if you know a little bit about Bitcoin as an asset. But then he started talking about how it was cool for me because I love JP. And to see him have like that awakened moment. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that awakened moment. But to have that moment where that aha moment.
You didn't say woke, so it's okay.
Where you understand Bitcoin, you understand crypto, you get it. And he's like, this blew my mind because it's Bitcoin, but it's not an asset. It's an actual technology. Like when they get it, and that's what people are understanding now. Because when you tell them this whole social media thing is built on Bitcoin, because to them they think Bitcoin, digital gold, digital dollar bill. That's like the visualization, and this throws it out the window. They have to look down the rabbit hole of what it is. When they understand that this is a complete different technology, and why it's different than everything else, why it's different than gold, why it's different than the digits on your credit card, the digits on your debit card, how you transfer and pay for things digitally that way. Why is Bitcoin so different? Boom, you're not going to build a Facebook on your bank's a credit system. They
So will
they
they
have
start
to look at it
calling it blockchain instead of Bitcoin? Is that the conversation there?
kind of like they understand that people have to look at it in a different light. And that's what I thought was so cool about this, that people were starting to understand the bigger picture.
Yeah, because there are those individuals that look at the code as being free speech.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting concept. Now, the only thing that I mean, it's kind of misleading, one, saying that it's built on Bitcoin, because one, it's not. Two, it's built on the Lightning Network. I'm not sure why. I mean, it's the micropayments, Bitcoin. I mean, it seemed like you could have done the same thing on a different kind of blockchain and
it had no fucking impact with the rest of the world, because no one else gives a shit about any other blockchain. That words right there, that's what makes a difference. That's what I'm talking about.
But it is technically false advertising, because it's not built on Bitcoin. It's built on a side layer solution that's being utilized for Bitcoin, but that's
exactly
not Bitcoin.
But that is, and every maximalist is like, no, it's Lightning Network, it's to change the world. That's why you don't need anything else. So but if you build it on any other chain, it won't mean crap to the rest of the world. That's why
I don't think you're going to be storing videos basically on the Lightning Network. I don't think that's going to be taking place. You might be able to have like your peer-to-peer messaging and things like that taking place, but I don't see video storage, audio storage. I don't see any of that kind of stuff.
That's the can of worms that you get into arguing with people about, Bitcoin versus everything else.
Right.
But I'm talking about the impact that I'm seeing in no coiners and regular
it's
people.
like Zoom meets, to me, or not Zoom. It's like Odyssey and Patreon built on the Lightning Network. And Odyssey is already built on a fork. Library is built off a fork of Bitcoin. So it's actually using
2 years ago, you making that statement, 80% of people in the United States wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about. If you take the pandemic out of this and then you bring up Zoom or Odyssey, no one would know what the fuck you're talking about. Now people have been forced. That's another part. People have been forced to utilize Zoom and other things, so they do understand it a little bit more. But this is giving people an awakening moment where they're starting to look at the tech. They're starting to look past the little bit of knowledge they've heard on CNBC. And I think this is a big, big step.
I've reached out to the team. I want to learn more. I'm not knocking it. I want to discover more. I don't know enough to 100%. I'm just kind of giving my opinions based off of everything I'm just kind of like seeing, just like looking at their website. What are your thoughts when you think about something like this, Lisa? I know you didn't have a lot of time to look into it.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm like,
but just a simple idea of like
new homeschool mom. I'm completely overwhelmed. I'm catching up on a lot of things, but I really haven't looked into this.
You'll be able to build your own communities, and it would be censorship resistant. It would be utilizing the micropayments of the Lightning Network and things to that effect. You would own your own data by you possessing the private keys. So
I mean, I guess I don't understand. I just feel so spread thin. I feel like right now, I just feel like one more platform. I've been hit up by so many platforms lately that are telling me like, oh, go here and it's going to benefit your users. And, oh, this one's going to be.
And there's
like
a lot of stuff like
really,
there's been.
And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just really.
I get it. You got to be
things out there. There's quality alternatives, but nobody uses them. Nobody use them.
Or if you do use them, you're stuck in an echo chamber where you just you're not reaching anybody new.
What I'm seeing with this is different.
Well, yeah, because JP has a lot of mainstream appeal. They did a really good job with spending a lot of money marketing, because I'm sure JP came with a price. I'm sure this wasn't all free.
How does this benefit not just the streamer but the user? I guess is what I want to know. also.
Just uncensored content. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm saying
think of
what
the
I
inconvenience,
think
Lisa.
a
How many?
benefit is that it's getting no coiners to look down the rabbit hole without you beating them over the head and talking about the Fed and everything. They're like, this is Bitcoin, but it's a so what? Then they look down, and that's all we need. This is getting people to put their toe in the water, like
So it
nothing
also,
I've ever seen.
the users would be able, so don't just get paid to create, get paid to consume. So the users would be able to monetize this in a way too.
Okay.
And get Satoshis, and the
Like
transaction
that.
fees wouldn't be as high because you're using a Lightning network. That was the whole point of the Lightning network, is to bypass some of the higher fees that you may get on the Bitcoin blockchain directly. So it's an interesting concept. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more. Anything that's really going to truly offer freedom of speech is cool. But I'm just like, why did you start out with Apple? Like, you're talking about something that is uncensorable, owning your own community and all this. And then you're talking about a phone that 100% has said they're going to start spying on and opening up information from their users. So, it's harder to get into the Apple store than it is to get into the Android store. So if you're going to get on the Apple store, you should be on the Android store already, or at the same time. I just didn't understand why they were limiting it to just Apple.
And
but
then that's the strategy, is like jump that hardest hurdle first. I don't know.
Apple users tend to be more technical people and liking technologies, you would think. So it kind of, in a sense, but they did have a successful launch though, because again, if you click on reserve, it will take you to the part where you're renting a node. So you're going to be paying $5 or $9 a month to rent your node to be able to have your own channel. So you're going to be paying them to be able to do this too, right off the bat, monthly. So you figure what, $90, $108, unless to give a discount.
I'm looking at this annually. From an adoption standpoint. You're talking about usage, but I'm looking at adoption. As far as adoption goes,
well, obviously they sold out. They sold out of their nodes. So, I mean, people are interested in it. So it's cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is bringing interest that I haven't seen for a long time from people that are not in the echo chamber. That's what I'm excited about.
Right.
About adoption with people that, like, you've been trying to talk to them.
And name too,
and
man.
now they're
not really a fan
questions.
of that name. I'm not sure why the hell they chose that name, because there's going to be a lot of people who are conspiracy tinfoil hat people are going to be talking about like some Zion, Jews and not real Jews and Rothschilds and agendas, and you get what I'm saying, right, Lisa? With the whole Zion thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, like,
you crazy man.
Zionism.
You're going to get another strike.
Well, I mean, we're mentioning the word Zion repeatedly, so
I'm
I mean,
teasing you.
It's just
make your screen name ist.
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Last week, me and Sean were talking about this article where the Polygon hack, the big DeFi hack for $6 million, and how the guy ultimately started giving back the funds after he was caught out with his someone was able to find his identity, IP, email, digital signature, digital fingerprint, and some more information, and then he started giving the funds back. And then now I didn't really want to spend a lot of time on it, but now it says that Polygon is offering the dude a job. Now, in a lot of senses, I mean, I hear a lot of hackers getting jobs, working with the government, things to that effect. That makes sense. But this, knowing some of the back end of what happened with the hack and how it took place, it seems like very much like an inside job.
But the last really big hack happened the same way. The last big, the one that sparked the last big fuel rise was, there's this big hack on our fuel system, but they got him to give half of it or more than half of it back. I mean, I think a lot of this is to just have these conversations about how these hacks happen, how the systems are laid out, what's going on. Part of it, I think, is look here, don't look there. The other part is to just get people to understand how these systems are all connected. I think a lot of this is about educating the public about how this is all really laid out, and less about what's really going on here.
Well, I think there's a few possibilities, but one, since Lisa brought up that the last hack, that definitely looked like an inside job, and it looked the way that things changed, because they originally came out and said, "Oh, we got back half the money," and then, like, most no coiners, which is one of the things like I was talking about, just people understanding more and looking down the rabbit hole. So many people understood enough to say, "No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You didn't get it back. You didn't seize it." They said they seized it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You don't have the private keys. You can't just go in." And then they're like, "Oh, well, we don't want to tell how we did it, to try to upset the market." And then it finally came out like, "Okay, we found the private keys." Like he had it written down or something, or he gave it to them. So they just had the private keys and, unlocked the wallet and took the money.
Because they always had it. Yeah.
But
because they were the ones that did it.
But because enough people were educated to call them out and say, "No, you didn't." That doesn't, none of this works that way. So, right. But this also, one, it's like she said, or like you said, it's inside job, and this is all kind of just smoke and mirrors.
Well, you know what?
I think it was part of the deal he made. He's like, "Hey, I'll give the money back. Don't prosecute me, and I want a job." And then they waited like a week or two, and then announced that they were giving him a job. Or, right. Keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, your enemies closer, that kind of thing. Or,
look
it's one of those.
With what's rolling out with the whole, and I will be very careful with your channel, Rice, but
appreciate it.
With the
we'll talk about this here in a minute. I just want to have it pulled up.
With the beginning of the year 6th day event, that now they're saying we don't have proof of that. And they're saying that was people that they actually had caught on other things that they.
Lisa, I love you so much, but you're
I'm
terrible. You're terrible at not saying.
I'm terrible at not saying.
You're really not saying it.
Can you play charades?
Yeah.
Right? Do you suck at charades too?
I'm terrible at charades. I'm also terrible at charades. And I mostly let everybody else win. But I think everybody on this channel knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. The big event that happened at the beginning of the year.
At the place with the dome.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. And so
the place that I was
came out today, and they need to let all those people that they incarcerated go, because they've said, like, we have no proof that happened. And so I don't know. I'm just very frustrated.
Yeah, they're treating U.S. citizens like not just terrors, but they're treating them like
it was just more inside job things.
But they're treating U.S. citizens like they're not U.S. citizens, like they're foreign nationals caught doing bad stuff.
My point is, this is another. We were talking about how these hacker situations. That was another situation where it was obviously an inside job, and so. That
Phil
kind of stuff is coming out now. Yeah, Nana and Phil.
So let me ask you this. This is one of the things that I learned from this whole thing, and I had heard about this, but never really looked very much into it. The idea of admin keys. Are you familiar with this, Sean?
Yeah, a little bit.
Basically, if you can create an aspect, a blockchain, a fresh blockchain, and have admin keys that give you control over everything in every capacity, no matter how decentralized the project may be. And in the case of ERC20s, same thing. I had learned about this first with the Pulse hard fork, the Ethereum hard fork that they were going to be doing, and talking about the ERC20 tokens being done as well. And I'm like, well, what about the stable coins? Are they just automatically going to just exist and USDC is going to back it up, or are they just going to, what's going to happen? So that's what Richard was explaining, and a couple other people were explaining about admin keys. So like if some project that had an ERC20 token with admin keys, they could choose not to have their coin fork in that particular situation, where if you didn't have admin keys, you wouldn't have control of being able to say yes or no. Now, I do love Matic, Polygon. I do like the project, but the project was created where the project has admin keys. So at any point, Matic could resend and collect all the tokens that they wanted to. They could pull all the tokens out of everybody's wallet at any point, and that's control. That's centralization. I'm not telling people not to invest, and I'm not telling you that Matic Polygon is a bad project, because I own Matic Polygon. They've been on my show several times, but it's something that I've been learning about as I've been in crypto, and we need to educate ourselves about these things. So I think it's important that people make themselves aware of these possibilities. So any thoughts on that, Sean?
Yeah. I mean, there's ways you could do it, like with multiple, admin keys. So it's like not 100% centralized.
Like a multi-sig.
Yeah, but it's too much centralization and power for a network. You know what I mean? If it was like a smaller group or something like that, but not for an entire network, that's too it's scary. Because was it us that was talking? No, it was on World Blockchain Roundtable. They're talking about the and this is horrifying. I don't know if y'all know about this. I should have probably sent you news stories on it. But there's bills in that are going through Congress right now, where the government can look at your texts and all that stuff that we already know about, but they can force you to go to a mental health evaluation if they think anything's nuts. So
right.
that's what they're looking at right now. And I just said, no, man, it's just too much power. And anytime you've
it's like the ring of power.
It's always abused. It's always pushed to the limit, no matter what it is, and it's always abused.
And again, I want to stress, I own Matic Polygon. I made a pretty decent amount of money on my investment. I'm not knocking the project. And this is something that you may not have heard about before, Lisa. And I definitely would like to get your thoughts with just the idea that there are, like, look at the blockchain of like a house, and somebody's got keys to that house and they can get in. And it kind of defeats the purpose of the decentralization.
Not only that, they have like keys to the house and moving trucks. And a fleet of movers ready. I mean, it's like
on deck if they wanted to. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, Lisa, I'd love to get your thoughts.
I have not heard about that. I'm a fan. I have Matic. I like it because I think ETH is going to be around. There's a lot of projects built on it. I don't see it going anywhere, and I think that it is, instead of trying to be like everybody talks about being the Ethereum killer, I like that it tries to, or it's working on being a problem solver, and it works on scaling the project and helping with fees and transaction time. So I like Polygon Matic. I think it has a strong future. I own it. Helped me buy my fast car that I love.
It's nice hearing y'all call it Matic and not Matic. Lee argues with me.
It's not even Matic anymore. It's Polygon.
They call it Polygon, but they kept the ticker as Matic. So,
right.
Like, if you want to call it Polygon, great. But if you continue to keep the ticker as Matic, don't complain to me when I still.
No, me and Lee would Kiss Crypto. We would argue constantly. He goes, "It's Matic, man. It's Matic." I was like, "No, dude, it's Matic." He goes, "No, you're saying it wrong." I was like, "That's how they say it," and they made
it. It depends on, like, that's my brother-in-law's from Finland, and he calls aluminum aluminium, and I'm like, dude, if you're going to live in the US, you have to call it aluminum. If you want to move back to Finland, you can call it aluminium. But
so this right here it says that the admin key, the private key that holds control over a smart contract containing funds of users of a particular dApp. Blockchains have the beauty of decentralization and self-control over funds. However, dApps are created by a smart contract, which are deployed by a developer or a team, and this contract has one private key as controller. And this takes away the trustlessness of the blockchain technology. Some projects, therefore, give away the keys to the community or create a multi-sig wallet with the keys and elect well-known community members to hold these keys. Some of these projects burn the keys, which means that their contract protocol cannot be easily updated, and it has to deploy a new contract to which users can choose to migrate. But it's just something that people need to be aware of. It's one of those things.
There, right?
It has that possibility, but I'm telling you, in the instance with Matic Polygon, that's not the scenario. I would love to see them do something like this, but at this time, it's not in a multi-sig situation. I'm not trying to spread FUD. I'm just trying to make people aware of things that people may not be aware of.
And negative information is not FUD if it's real information. It's information.
It's accurate.
I mean, you could fact check all that I'm telling you. It's 100%.
Yeah, you could do your own research like a pirate, like Rice wants you to do. UIOR.
I mean, there's a lot of, if you go into history too, I mean, there's just a lot of interesting things with the whole team, the way it was launched. It's a Binance project. I mean, there's a lot of things to it. But again, they've been on my show several times and I own it. So, and it is a good side layer solution for the scalability of Ethereum. So I'm not knocking in that aspect, but it's not as decentralized as people want to necessarily claim. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Not necessarily. So I just want people to be aware. Before we get on to the last story, which we can just touch on very briefly, I wanted to share Lisa and Clint Westwood are going to be doing a happy hour roadshow. You want to tell everybody about that? And I'll include links in the video description.
I'm super excited. This was totally just getting excited about getting out there. I've had a lot of support on my Patreon and just wanted to get out there, meet the community. I'm tired of this whole lockdown crap. And so we're starting out in Kansas City. That's going to be our inaugural event. If you guys are anywhere near Kansas City, so our idea is have a happy hour roadshow. Every Friday we do, it's just super chill, kind of wrap up the events of the week. We've got sponsorship from Monarch and Change Angel, as well as Arcadia Economics and Perpetual Assets. We're going to be giving away Litecoin and silver from Arcadia Economics. We're also having our idea is have everybody come to Happy Hour Roadshow, where we're streaming our happy hour show on Fridays, 4:00 Central. You guys can find the link right there. You can go to clintwestwood.net. Also go to any of my happy hour shows and find the link. And then the next day, we're going to be hosting a Crypto 101 class where we are downloading a Monarch wallet on everybody's phone that comes. I'm sending free Monarch token, and they're going to be passing it around to each other. So they're having a real hands-on experience of downloading coin. They're sending coin. That we're going to be teaching them about how to buy crypto, how to send crypto, real hands-on experience, very basic 101, but you're walking away with that real experience to not feel intimidated about crypto. So if you have like people that are crypto curious, friends that are maybe intimidated by it or want to get started, these are going to be those opportunities where they can come to the happy hour, find out we're not talking about coding. It's nothing intimidating. We're just talking about freedom, talking about sovereignty, talking about having your wealth and assets in your own possession and how you can do that through crypto. So come and invite your friends and family. Then join us at the Crypto 101 the next day. We'll be starting out in Kansas, and we have the next 5 months, one every month planned. Super excited about that. Looking for more sponsorships. If you know of any companies or projects that are looking for partners, we are open to that. And just really excited about meeting the community and being there to connect with people that are looking for solutions for sovereignty and freedom. So thanks for your support.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that. Once we're done with this, I'll definitely get it linked in the video description. And you're supposed to do New Jersey, aren't you?
Yeah. So this month, like I said, we're starting in Kansas City. Next month, we'll be in the Dallas area. John Kim is our primary host, and we're going to have some other big influencers that are helping support us and promote us. Then we are in October. It's my birthday, and so we're meeting with a bunch of Litecoin fam out in Jersey, and have some more influencers joining us there to promote that event. Really excited about that. We'll be announcing that. And then November, we're having Friendsgiving in Peoria, in Westwood Stomping Grounds, and wrapping up hopefully with those $100,000 Bitcoin parties in the Florida area for a crypto Christmas. That's kind of what we're looking at. So,
Okay.
that's
I didn't know if you were going to be.
The Michael Jackson song stuck in my head now from The Simpsons. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna make something for you.
And now you're going to be singing that.
No, see, I didn't know if you, like how you were going to be doing it. If there's going to be space in between, or if like you were going to go from like one city to the next city, and in between New Jersey and and Florida, though, is a state called North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll be at
that I
both
live
New
in.
Jersey and Florida. And then my hope is that we can gather enough momentum. Ooh, Mr. T says,
as a suggestion,
enough momentum and sponsorships to be able to continue this.
there is a big thing going on. I think the 11th through 13th in Miami of November. So depending on when you're going to do it, I'm going to be in Miami that week, that time period, and then the beginning of November, I'm going to be in New York City. December, I'm probably not going to be traveling anywhere. So just depending on the time frames.
Okay, we'll see.
If we have $100,000 Bitcoin, though, I mean, it may change my situation.
I was going to say, it may be a whole game changer.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
But yeah, there's that big event that's going on in Miami.
So Travis is asking Kansas or Missouri. It's actually in, I believe it's Kansas City, Missouri. It's Olathe.
I think Olathe, Kansas.
Is that Olathe, Kansas?
That sounds better.
Well, what does the website say? It says
should be
Kansas.
Computer, what state is Olathe in?
Well, no, it says right here. It's a place called Old Chicago in Olathe, Kansas.
Olathe, Kansas. Okay. And then the next day we're at Homer's
Overland Park.
Overland Park.
Homer's Coffee House.
Yeah. And that's where the Crypto 101 class is.
Cool.
So, and Mr. Mosty, those are our friends of his. So we're supporting local American business owners. I want to support local business people with our.
Is it free for people to attend? Or are you charging people?
It is free for people to attend.
You're not capitalizing and going to charge people like $20
but not robots.
Nope.
Robots have to pay.
Yeah,
all robots are free. Robots $10.
Humans can come for free.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's talk about Coinbase, but fuck Coinbase and let's just.
Well, I wanted before we hit that, there was this. I didn't put this for us to talk about, but there was like a $100 million hack that just happened a few hours ago in Japan. Yeah.
Was it crypto related?
No,
then I don't care.
Dang.
Yeah, then
refreshing soft drink. It would
be awesome if it was a bank. If it was a bank that or some legacy system that got hacked.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, and XRP.
What about Tron?
A liquid global cryptocurrency exchange.
That's what happened. 100 million.
97
million.
Don't exaggerate, Sean.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You better get those facts right.
Yeah. Well, it should be.
I don't hate Coinbase, but I don't want to talk about it.
I thought it was funny that Coinbase has to get permission from his board to invest in crypto. I just thought that was funny. It just seems
no. I mean, in a sense, that's like how the Federal Reserve works. Any corporation has to get approval from their board of directors and their shareholders because
but it would be like
benefit.
It'd be like if the people at Coke were like had a vote if they could put Coke in their.
Well, we're talking about profits too, because profits.
I know. I just thought it was humorous,
right? I mean, because 10% of profits could be a significant amount of money that we're talking about, or not. It's not even money because it's not money. It's currency. But it could be a significant amount of currency that we're talking about. So to get permission to do something like that, I mean, we're talking about what was the price of the evaluation of the company when the stock was going public in that offering?
It was a lot.
It was like multiple billions. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, or 9 billion. It was like multiple, like double digit billions. So
have you seen what's happening with Robinhood stock?
Hopefully it's going down.
Yeah, it got spanked. I mean, bad.
Well, I mean, that's all that is the rehypothecation and stuff that a lot of these people talk about, because you're not actually trading cryptocurrency and you're not actually owning even cryptocurrency. All you're dealing with is a synthetic representation of said stock or crypto. So when somebody says
Robinhood's really been exposed for being what they always
right. Well, they're hypocrites, because they started out, we are for the people, but no, we are for our controllers.
We're for exploiting the people.
Yeah, we're for exploiting the people. They just left that part out. That was in silent parentheses.
When I found out about the difference between best price and what's the other? Like, they use all this marketing terminology where they tell people, oh, we give you best price. But then what they really give, like the insider trading guys, is like, I can't remember the other term, but like the fact that what they tell the people on Robinhood, they call it best price, but that's really not the best price.
Right.
It's so
no, with every trade, there's always somebody on the other end that loses. And then what you're trying to say is basically that every Robinhood user ends up being the loser.
Right.
And also, I mean, they started out with, hey, it's free because it's for everybody, but we're selling all of your data. I mean, all your data.
Well, that should be like a slogan that people should already have ingrained in their heads. If you're dealing with something that you would think is a product of some capacity, like Facebook or what we're mentioning, and it's free, then you're the product.
Right. Yeah.
If you're dealing with something and it's free, you are the product, and you really need to think hard about that. I mean, because we give our information out to all different sources all the time. I am guilty of it, and I know everybody else is guilty of not reading terms and terms like the terms of condition and their service agreements and all that BS.
Well, Sean
probably does.
Which I used to work for Microsoft for Xbox, and people don't know this, but when those terms of services come up, like with your Microsoft, anything you put on, if you can read through it, but if you don't accept it, it doesn't just not allow you into that application you want, that app you download or whatever. It kills everything. It turns your computer into a brick. It turns your Xbox into it, because you can't use anything connected to Microsoft. Kills anything connected with your Microsoft account. Can't use it. It's dead.
Wow.
You could have spent $10,000 on digital, media, games, movies, television seasons. All of it's gone. You have no access to it. Your account's closed. That's insane.
It is.
But there's ways of having a free service, and you're still kind of like TV. You used to be able to watch TV. You had to watch commercials. So you're technically, you're the target, but you're not. You're not
right. It's your attention for the commercials that gives you the free
Whereas
programming.
with Facebook and other stuff, it actually takes your information and then sells it to those people. Whereas before, you just had to look at what they were selling. It was your attention. It wasn't your information. So
what is this? The Simpsons episode?
Yeah,
we got Homer. We got
Homer.
The Lisa birthday song. We got the best thing in life for free. Quote from Bart Simpson. I mean.
There's some weird things on The Simpsons.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, also The Simpsons, how they know everything, they knew Trump was going to be president. They knew so much stuff that was come to fruition. The whole Kodos versus Podos, it's really just a two-party system. I mean, all that stuff is very prophetic.
Yeah. To say the least. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to get ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Lisa, I appreciate you joining us. You got any?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, everybody keep your head up, stay sane, stay calm, stay peaceful. There's lots of things happening this weekend. The full moon's on the 22nd. Uncle Cliff's saying that his data is kicking out exponentially faster it was supposed to be the 21st through the 24th, but we're already seeing that stuff kind of kicking out even faster. So be kind, have lots of love.
Rewind.
For everybody.
Kind rewind.
Yes, absolutely. And hopefully I'll see everybody in Kansas City next weekend.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate you joining us. I encourage people to go subscribe to your channel and follow you on your social media links that I got listed below. And if you're in the Kansas area and you want to go to the meetup, I just saved the information on the video description on Rice TVX. I got to do it on Rice TVX too after I'm done. But
thanks.
We appreciate you. I'm gonna you can see your way out. Me and Sean's gonna end it, and then I'm gonna be done for the day. I've had too long of a day.
I'm gonna go feed my babies. I'll see you.
Take care. It's good seeing you.
Much
love.
Both. Bye.
And there are two.
And I say, go insane.
In the membrane.
Crazy. Yeah, everything Lisa said, except for be kind to each other. I'll go the opposite. Go insane. Wild, crazy.
Wild and crazy.
We are two wild and crazy guys now.
Did we hit 50K yet? Because I saw we were at 49.
We are?
Yeah, it's at 49.3. Remember what was that call you gave me?
What?
You did buy back in though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't think it was, once I read in a little bit more and realized that it was just a Senate, it hasn't gone to House, and
I want to talk to you about that. I looked. No, you know what, man? I'm gonna send you these pictures. This will take like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Your Telegram. This gave me a hope here a little bit. It made me feel good.
Love you, Nana.
Make sure I don't send you any.
I appreciate everybody for joining us tonight so much. Thank you for tuning in. I got a stream going on tomorrow too, real quick. I want to promote. I want to be going live at 1:00 p.m. Eastern time, which is 10:00 a.m. Pacific time. It'll be me and Stan from Bodhisattva Love. Rise and Stand with Rice and Stan. Tune in.
That's a good alliteration.
Yeah, when I was saying it out loud one day, I wanted to say those other words like rise,
That's
and
my grandpa's name, Stanley. So I sent you those pictures on Telegram. When you just search it was like crypto news, and all that stuff comes up, and it's all Forbes. Are you looking at the pictures?
Yeah.
So what is it? CNBC, Politico, Washington Post. Forbes,
yeah, they got to put spins on it.
Advisor, but all this stuff is talking about the crypto debate on the infrastructure bill, and how it's holding it up, how much power it has. So basically, how important this little fucking thing they tried to sneak in there. I thought that's cool, man. This little fucking thing they tried to sneak in there
has become a thorn in their fucking side.
It blew up because they didn't think it was that important. They thought crypto was still unimportant enough that they could kill it. Just pop this in there and take care of it. And then it's like, whoa, what the hell are you trying to do to crypto? And it exploded, and all of this coverage from mainstream. I thought that was a big deal, man. That was a big deal.
So we are. It's only up 3.3% for the week. Bitcoin. Cardano has been looking pretty nice. Really glad that something has been knocking out Binance out of number 3 spot, because I'm not a big fan of centralization, and that's all Binance coin is. But anyways,
it's been the opposite. Binance coin to number 1.
It's been a long day.
I am heavy in Binance coin.
If you're free Sunday, I'll give you a text Sunday. After this, I'm chilling because I did the pre-search live stream. I did an interview. I went on BitBoy Crypto, did this, and I've barely eaten today, so I need to chill for the rest of the evening after tomorrow's live stream. I'm taking the rest of tomorrow off. So I'll
I
get in
gotta
touch
wrap
with you.
presents.
I'll get in touch with you Sunday.
My
Wrap
flowers.
presents.
Yeah, I gotta wrap presents
For what?
for my my grandson.
Real quick, I want to share something with you. Gotta pull it up. Somebody made this after I was on BitBoy, because people have been like making Fifth Element references, Zorg references, like +1 for Fifth Element, +1 for Zorg, and whatever. So somebody who was in, I forget the name, and I apologize, but I appreciate the person who did this. But somebody in Ken Bozak's Telegram group did this for me, and I'm trying to screen share. Hold on. This is so awesome.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like Cryptozorg. I was joking. Maybe on Halloween I might do this particularly, but someone took my face and just like popped it right in there, and it actually looks pretty decent, man. Like maybe I really could have done this part in a movie. Now, if anybody's refilming and doing a remake of Fifth Element, I would love to play this part. So please reach out to me and let me know. But Cryptozorg is in the
very disappointed.
Dude, that's such an awesome movie.
Yeah. Can you see the behind me on top of the Star Wars game?
Hold on. The Star Wars game is like what is that? Like a Frankenstein head with an afro?
No, that's the Mr. Hyde from Scooby-Doo. Exact replica there, mask. Got that, and I got the robot from the amusement park. I got those two masks. Gonna freak out my grandson when he comes over for his birthday.
This is my Halloween costume. Just gonna go as a block stream spy.
You should go Zorg, much better.
This is from Samson Mao. He blocked me on Twitter though, but this is at the Magical Crypto Conference. That's I thought cool. It was funny because I hate Blockstream.
I know.
Okay, guy. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll holler at you, and I appreciate everybody for joining on today's live stream. I meant to play this earlier, and I totally spaced on it and didn't. So, bow, chicka, wow, wow. And we Audi 5,000, yo.